What's up guys? Good morning from beautiful Uptown BGC here in Metro Manila, and today's video is super exciting. I have major news. Say hello to my brand new 2025 Honda XADV 750. I bet you guys didn't see that coming, especially if you're an American. If so, you probably don't even know this bike exists, because while it's extremely popular all across Asia and Europe, Honda has never offered this bike to the US market, and for good reason. I'll explain more coming soon. But I want to let you guys know that today's video is action-packed. We're taking a 2-day road trip to Angeles City, which is our first stop. And on that journey, I'm going to explain to you guys why I purchased this bike, what this bike is about, and of course, all the upgrades and modifications I've made to the bike in the past 3 weeks since I bought it. I bought it brand new, bone stock, with 1 kilometer on it from the Honda dealership here in Manila about 3 weeks ago. And as you can see, it's no longer stock because, I mean, that's just what we do, right? We modify things, we make them better. I mean, what did you expect? Did you expect me to ride around on a stock bike? Ew. I did ride around on this bike for like a week and a half when it was bone stock, and it was embarrassing. Like, I genuinely hope no one saw me. I mean, what did the Gen Z girls say? It gave me an icky? No. It gave me an ick. That's what it was. So of course I had to modify it. Anyway, like I said, our first stop on this journey is Angeles City, Philippines, which is a very interesting place. It's really like the hub of muscle car culture, American muscle car culture in the Philippines. It's also home to Clark International Speedway, and it's infamous for having, how can I say this without being demonetized? It's infamous for being the home of the Philippines entertainment district. I'll put it that way. We're just staying there one night, and then we're hitting the road, headed 4 hours north of Angeles to the city of Dagupan. Dagupan is a small seaside city. Foreigners don't go here. There is no tourism industry. There is no expat hub of foreigners living in Dagupan. So why are we going to Dagupan? Great question. We're going there to attend the B2B car show. Is this going to be the best car show I've ever attended? Probably not. I don't have high expectations. But sometimes life is more about the journey than the destination. But for now, we're hitting the road. We're jumping on my brand new XADV 750 right into the total chaos that is Manila traffic. But before we get into that chaos, we got to get out of BGC. This is the neighborhood that I've been living in for the past 6 months, and I am loving it. It is hands down the most convenient and luxurious place to live in Southeast Asia, in my personal opinion. But here's the thing, as soon as you cross that bridge out of the BGC bubble and into quote unquote real Manila, things get crazy pretty quickly. Anyways, let's talk about my new XADV 750, what this bike is, why I bought it, and why I chose it over other 2- and 4-wheeled options. But before we do that, I want to tell you what my original plan was and why things changed. See, in a recent big FAQ video I did, I told you guys I was interested in buying an American muscle car here in the Philippines because they're much more plentiful and affordable here than in Thailand, because the Philippines is left-hand drive and Thailand is right-hand drive, so it makes sense. So my original plan was to buy a C4 Corvette. Yes, a C4, definitely the most unloved generation of the Corvette. But see, here's the thing. My dad had one when I was a kid, so I kind of had fond memories of the C4 generation Corvette. And then I went to Poland and I went to Race, this massive car show. I saw these guys with these C4 Corvettes that were slammed on multi-piece, like 19-inch wheels, like aired out on like sick BBSs. And I just fell in love with that car once again being built in that way. And I was shopping for Corvettes, I was researching wheels and fitment and all this type of stuff. And then I started thinking, most of you know I lived in Bangkok for many years. And while I was there, and I owned Cream Pie, my wide body V8 BMW E30, having that car sitting in my parking deck was absolute torture because I knew it was there, but I wasn't able to really get out and go drive it and truly enjoy it because of constant gridlock traffic. So I realized I was going to buy a C4, restore it, modify it, and then put myself in the exact same situation again in Manila that I was in Bangkok. So, new plan. I took half the money that I was going to use on the C4 project car, and I bought a 2025 Honda XADV 750 for 850,000 pesos, which is about 14,000 US dollars. I spent another few $1,000s modifying and upgrading the bike. We're going to get to that. And then I'm going to take the other half of the money that I was going to spend on the C4 and I'm going to buy a track-only circuit car. This is a much better plan, and I'm sure you will agree. Let's briefly talk about what the XADV 750 is, because it's kind of unusual. Many people will say weird. And despite that, the bike is extremely popular all across Asia and Europe, yet has never been offered to the US market, and for good reason. Honda thinks, rightfully so, that Americans won't buy it because they won't get past the way it looks. Let's be honest, it kind of looks like a big scooter. And to be fair, it has a lot of scooter-like characteristics, like the seating position. But despite that, the engine, the drivetrain, is a 745cc liquid-cooled parallel twin that Honda also uses in the NC750, which is undeniably a real motorcycle. Behind that engine is Honda's 6-speed DCT dual-clutch automatic transmission that they also use in the 1100cc Africa Twin, which is also undeniably a real motorcycle. The bike is also chain-driven, not belt-driven like most scooters. But what makes this bike so popular all around the world, except for America, is it is a true do-it-all in one single bike option. While it's not as small as a traditional scooter, it's small enough to navigate big city traffic and properly split lanes. It's also powerful enough that when you get on the highway, it can get you from point A to point B as quickly as you want to, safely. And also, while it's not a true, actual adventure bike, something like a BMW GS 1300, because of the way the bike is designed, the suspension, and the 17-inch front and 15-inch rear, this bike can handle dirt and gravel roads out in the provinces of the Philippines like a total champ. And what surprises most people, the biggest surprise of this bike, is for all the people that have dedicated YouTube channels that all they do is review motorcycles, it shocked them how well this bike handled and how fun it was on a curvy mountain road. It does all of these things, and it does all of them really, really well. Not perfect, but really, really well. Okay, let's get into the fun stuff. Let's talk about modifications and upgrades. Obviously, visually, the biggest change is the matte black, matte gray, and matte yellow vinyl wrap. I did this so the bike just looks a little bit more unique and gives it a pop of color. It is my opinion that being both audibly and visually loud on your bike in Southeast Asia will truly save your life. The other big visual upgrade that I've done is the bike is completely covered in forged carbon that I had made in Thailand just for my bike. Other small visual changes include a tidy tail for the rear and aftermarket side mirrors, which are mounted to the handlebars. The only real performance modification I did was the AIO slip-on exhaust. It might give it 2 or 3 horsepower, but to be honest, I just wanted the bike to sound better and be more loud. A loud exhaust is so extremely important in Southeast Asia. I mean, what did the Harley guys say? Loud pipes save lives. That is so true here in Southeast Asia. For bike protection, I went with R&G lower crash bars. In my opinion, these look the best because they hug the bike's body line really tight. I also ordered a set of Evotech front and rear axle protectors. They just didn't make it here in time for this road trip. And finally, the most important upgrade that I've made to my XADV 750 is the Chingee AIO-6 smart riding display system. This thing is game-changing and a must-have for anyone on 2 wheels in Southeast Asia. So this is a 6-inch, extremely bright 2000 nit display that runs Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So it has GPS tracking, and it also has a front and rear HD 60 frame per second camera system. This is important for 2 reasons. If you're ever in a situation where there's an incident, especially in Southeast Asia, and because you're a foreigner, there ends up being a situation where people try to extort money out of you, even if the incident is not your fault. So having video proof of what happens in case there is an accident is something that is extremely, extremely important. Also, the second reason you need a system like this on your bike is to protect your bike. Now, I've had a pretty positive experience so far having my bike modified in Manila. The guys at Car Scoot were amazing. They installed my exhaust, a bunch of other modifications, but I took the bike to a very reputable, well-known vinyl wrap shop in Manila to have the wrap installed, and the experience was not good. I had left the bike at the shop overnight, and the next day they had cold started my bike, which is brand new, still on the break-in tune, did not allow the bike to warm up, and then continued to rev the piss out of my bike while the engine was cold. And then one of the employees got on the bike and took it for a little joyride down the road. Now look, they did not go far. I know this because I have all the GPS tracking information, including the rate of speed they were going on my bike, but that is besides the point. If you are a mechanic shop, you need to test ride bikes when you install modifications like brakes and exhaust or coilovers or whatever. But if you are a vinyl wrap shop, this is unacceptable. I'm not going to call this shop out by name because I don't want any problems as a foreigner in a different country. But if you're involved in the Manila custom car and bike scene, you'll probably be able to figure out what shop this is by the video and the GPS data. And once you do, I do not suggest you taking your bike or your car to the shop for a vinyl wrap.
And what's crazy is I saw this moments after it happened because I checked the video album on the Chingee app. So I jumped in a taxi, went to the shop, and sat there for an hour to watch them finish the job and prevent them from cold starting, revving, or joyriding my bike further. Shout out to Chingee for sponsoring the AIO-6 system to me. If you want one yourself, use the link in the video description and you will get 10% off your own AIO-6 smart riding system.
And we've officially made it to Angeles City, Philippines. Yeah, this is a, what we from Georgia call a shit show. New Land Cruiser, nice. Angeles City is known as the Pattaya of the Philippines. But while Pattaya is pretty much a dump, this takes the word dump to a whole new level. I think I'm gonna take the chance and go get my bike washed because since I went through that massive rainstorm, the bike is disgusting. The traffic in Angeles City, I'm not going to say it's worse than Manila, but bruh, it's bad. It's a, how do I say it? It's an interesting riding experience. You have to be fully alert all the time. Yeah, because this is crazy. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Thankfully, I have enough power to do that. It's probably a really stupid idea to get my bike washed when you have gray skies like what we see ahead. But I just can't stand having a dirty bike. And one of the absolute best things about being in Southeast Asia is the price of extremely cheap car washes. Hello, my friend. Yeah, how are you? See guys, what I'm saying, packageless,
Yes.
this is for cars, right?
Only the car, sir.
For car, yeah.
Yes,
So you get a premium car wash, you get your car waxed,
Yes, sir.
and the engine cleaned for 500 pesos. So that's about $8 US for a car wash, engine detail, and wax. People always ask me, why are you always at the car wash? I'm always at the car wash because it costs $4 to get your bike detailed. So why not do it every day? Since my bike is a matte finish, I'm obviously not having them wax it today, but back in Manila, I am going to take it to a high-end automotive detailing center and have the bike coated. It'll give like an extra, just a little bit of like sheen to the matte finish, but most importantly, it'll protect the bike and allow it to be easier to clean. Especially when you're riding around like the provinces of the Philippines, there's lots of dirt and dust, and it's really difficult to keep the bike clean. So if it's coated, that will help just a little bit. And off to our $25 a night hotel, which is just right down the street. Apparently this is a good hotel in a not so crazy area. Hello, how are you? I just booked on Agoda like literally 60 seconds ago. Room number 1, because I am number 1. Bruh, I've been here for 5 minutes and look at this. I guess washing my bike was completely pointless, right? And thankfully, we do have a restaurant right over there. I mean, overall, for, what was this, 24 or 26 bucks?
Only it's
Not a bad deal.
We drink 12 bottles.
You have to be very careful at Tequila Reef. 1 margarita, maybe 2 margaritas. But if you do 3, it can turn out very bad.
No, the body, the mind, it's okay. But the knee, it can't stand up. Heavy. So the bouncer, hard to put inside my car. Then I told him no problem. When I reach the house,
After a single yet potent margarita and a plate of massive delicious jalapeno poppers, I made my way over to the entertainment district and sat myself at a roadside bar for a cold beer and some people watching. Eventually, I made my way into a bar for a few games of pool, but called it an early night about 11 p.m. because we have a busy day ahead of us tomorrow. Much needed iced coffee this morning coming in at $1.40. Scrambled egg, bacon, biscuit coming in at $4. And after this, like I told you guys in the intro, Angeles City is the capital of American muscle cars here in the Philippines. And I'm gonna prove that to you. We're gonna jump on the bike and we're gonna go check out Classic Speed, which is rammed full of this country's sickest classic American muscle cars. Your food was really good.
Oh, thank you.
Next time I'm in Angeles City, I'll come back. Yeah, I live in Manila.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I live in Manila. I'm on my way to Dagapon?
What?
Dagapon?
Dagupan.
Dagupan. Is that how you say it? Dagupan. Oh, I've been mispronouncing it. Yeah, it's okay. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. You will hear me say this very often in these videos. Hands down, the best thing about this country is without a doubt, the people. So extremely nice, so friendly, and one thing that's just awesome is the simple fact that everyone here speaks English. Check out the jeepney. Love the jeepneys. But yeah, this is like the central part of AC. We're approaching where Red Street is. I know a lot of people like this city, but I'm not really a fan. I will give AC credit this. It has some great food. Like if you're in search for like really good American food, AC has a lot of it. So this jeepney in front of us, its name is Techroy. T-E-C-R-O-Y, Techroy. All the jeepneys here, the owners named them. So that one is named Techroy. It's pretty interesting. I love those old jeepneys. They're so freaking cool. There's so much history behind those things. Oh, you have a pretty sweet off-road rig up here. That thing is freaking cool, dude. It's a Land Cruiser. Oh, he's towing this. Dude, that was a sick Land Cruiser. You have this guy trying to go this way. You have people trying to cross the road as well. Oh, okay, we made it. The thing about riding here is one of the most important things you can do is just be patient. Wait for the right opportunity, and when you see a gap, go for it. I think it's probably, yeah, I think it's even more intense than riding in Thailand. But the good thing about riding here is you don't have massive groups of Indians walking in the road, holding hands. That is a positive thing. You don't have to avoid those guys, at least. That's a positive. Whoa, look at this Toyota. Look at that thing. Wow, that thing is sick. They saw me pointing at it and they were staring at my bike. Big thumbs up. What a badass Toyota. Those things are awesome. Hello, my friend, how are you?
Yes, sir.
I am going to visit my friends at Classic Speed.
Classic Speed.
They're expecting me. It's okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Okay, guys, we've officially made it to Classic Speed here in Pampanga, Angeles City, Philippines. And this place is truly car guy heaven, especially if you're into Mustangs, Camaros, and everything that is classic American muscle. But they also have some oddballs thrown in here, like LS-powered Porsche 911s, crazy Mercedes with gull-wing doors, FD RX-7 with a 4-rotor that was built by Mad Mike. This place is crazy. I'm gonna be giving you a complete tour of the shop today. We're actually gonna start off with this Jaguar because this is very interesting and worth an extreme amount of money. This car was imported into the Philippines from Japan. The owner is Japanese, and this was his grandfather's car. When his grandfather retired, his boss gifted his grandfather this car. And he actually crashed this on a Jaguar rally in Japan. And he sent it here to the Philippines to Classic Speed to have it restored. How crazy is that? I promise we're gonna get to the American muscle cars very soon in the MX-5. But what makes this car so special is the entire vehicle, from bumper to bumper, side skirt to roof, is totally carbon. It's a full carbon Miata track car that all of these carbon panels were built here in the Philippines. So I have a question for you guys. What's your personal favorite, like, American muscle car? We're talking about 1960s, 70s, and I guess you could kind of go into the 80s. Me personally, these days, of course, it's changed over the years,
but I really love these split bumper Camaros. And this one in particular, I just love the color. The color of this thing is amazing. I've just been on a kick lately that I love green cars. Powered by a 383 stroker. The guy that owns that Camaro also owns this GT350 Shelby, and this thing is a full restoration. I'm talking about full restoration. Fuel injected, cold AC, all modern brakes, like running it like you could daily drive this thing. It is that perfect and that nice. Boom. Next to that, this is crazy. This is FDRX7, and what makes this so special is look here. Look at that. That is a four-rotor. And look at the signature on that engine. Yes, that engine was built by Mad Mike. Beautiful Mustang next to it. You're gonna notice there's a lot of Mustangs here, a lot. Another Shelby. This is a very nice car that's in the process. They just painted this car. So they're in the reassembly stage. But this is something that is totally insane. When you think of Porsche RWB wide body 911s, like what do you think of? You think of stance cars, you think of show cars, you think going to Cars and Coffee. This RWB is not that at all. This is a full-blown time attack RWB 911 powered by an LS3. Yes, you heard that correctly. An RWB powered by an LS3 that is strictly built solely for time attack. That RX-7, the Miata back there, and many more cars in the shop is actually owned by my friend Angie Mead King. So she is the owner of Classic Speed. If you want to check out her YouTube channel, it is in the video description. Shout out to Angie for letting me come here and check out all these amazing cars. R33, Skyline GTR. Didn't expect to see that in a muscle car shop, but hey, oh well. I'm not mad about it. So this GT500 is extremely interesting. It's a very, very unique color combo. I'm not sure if it's coming off on camera properly or not, but it's very purple. I would call it purple. A mixture between blue and purple. Another RWB next to it. So this RWB is being prepped for paint. One of the mechanics was taking a nap in the RWB. I woke him up. We're here on lunch break, so, you know, do what we can. This yellow 911 is giving me Yellow Bird vibes. Love the rough wheels. Beautiful car. What we're gonna do is we're gonna walk back here. So back here is the paint and body shop. E36 coupe, fully caged. Obviously this is being built into a track car. I think that's kind of the route I'm gonna go. For a cheap track car, E36, E46, maybe possibly do like a first generation GT86 BRZ or whatever. More Mustangs over here. But this Mustang is extremely special. So this is going to be the Classic Speed, basically promo vehicle. This is the vehicle that they're going to be using, taking to events and shows. It is fully custom wide body. All the fenders, all the wide body panels that are on this car were handmade out of metal at the shop. They handmade the entire wide body out of metal in-house. It is insane how talented these people are. This is gonna be like a full resto mod build with a supercharged Coyote underneath the hood. Over here, something that was not expected at a muscle car shop once again. I think this is called a Mercedes SLS. I'm not sure. I'm not really super familiar with these cars. But this thing is insane for two reasons. One, of course, the gull wing doors. And also, I don't think that supercharger is factory. Over here, two very special cars. RWB, another RWB. Wide body 911, lifted, turned into a rally car. An old school vanilla ice
Fox body Mustang GT convertible. Hell yeah. There are like multiple buildings to the shop. So I think they just started in one building, and then as they continued to grow, they added space on each side, and back there is the body shop. But we're gonna head on the other side of this wall because there's also some very cool cars being built over there as well. And one of the best vehicles here is my XADV. Oh yeah. So this yellow Mustang is very interesting. This just arrived at the shop today after sitting for 12 years. This car has been sitting for 12 years. The owner did a full restoration and then parked it and never drove it for 12 freaking years. Who does that? That's crazy to me. Another Mustang, and as you can see, man, these guys, when it comes to body work, they get a lot of stuff done. This is a Land Cruiser that is getting an LS swap. Over here is two Impala sedans. And I was talking to the guys here at the shop about these vehicles, about the fact that they're sedans. And I was like, in America, people would just throw this in the garbage because no one wants an Impala sedan. Like even the Impala coupes are nowhere near as popular as Camaros and Chevelles and even Novas. But here, pretty much all they have is the sedans. And they were trying to source body parts for these four-door Impalas. Next to impossible. No one makes body panels. They only make panels for the coupes. So they've had to go in and repair all of this stuff here. Like all of this is having to be repaired instead of replaced because they just can't get access to new panels. You made this as well.
Yeah.
You handmade this out of all steel. Look at all this.
But first we repair this. We made a whole one for this. For the upper column.
Yeah.
And then I made this upper column as a whole.
Wow. Oh,
We
nice.
already modified it before.
Very cool. I mean, I guess that's one way to make a four-door sedan cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally like the two-door better. But this is pretty cool. Oh, I just noticed the wheels. It has like little like wire wheels. When I made my original like update video that I do yearly when I was talking about how I got a condo in Manila and how I was going to buy a project car here and I was going to get a C4, this is definitely the shop that I would have build that car for me. And honestly, that project might still happen one day in the future when I have other vehicles that I can drive here. Because I'm just not the type of guy like this Mustang guy who restored a Mustang and then let it sit for 12 years without driving it once. That's not me, bro. I can't do that. And I have to get to a point in life where I can build a C4, an awesome C4, and just understand that I only drive it a couple times a year. International Scout. Interesting. So we have another building over here. This is mostly completed cars. This is yet another one of Angie's vehicles, and I absolutely love this thing. It's an E46 sedan with an LS, and this thing is nasty. Like this is something similar to like what I would want to build. Another Mustang. This one's very nice. Red with no stripes. Looks good. This is another one of Angie's cars. This is probably one of the sickest Mustangs here at Classic Speed. This thing is beautiful. I love the black with the matte black stripes, and it has a Coyote in it with ITBs and a manual. Big brake kit, full suspension. This thing is nasty. And this other black Mustang is extremely interesting. So this Mustang, it's a 69, right? 69 Mustang? No, it's not. It's a 2013 Mustang. This is a 2013 Mustang, chassis, drivetrain, and interior with a 69 Mustang body on top of it. Built here at Classic Speed. Insane. And then you have a Civic hatchback. Nice. It was or will be wide body at one point. Interesting. And then this is the only Mopar here at the shop. Is this a Dart? I think it's a Dart. No, this isn't a Dart. What is this?
I'm not really a Mopar guy, excuse me. Over here, Superformance Cobra 427. Back here you have another Superformance vehicle as well. And then tucked in, back in the corner, is this beautiful Camaro with a massive blower sticking out of the hood. I would love to hear this thing running because I'm sure this thing sounds nasty. Nice. It's like the perfect man cave furniture. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my tour of Classic Speed here in Pampanga, Angeles City, Philippines. Once again, the capital of American muscle car culture here in the Philippines. But we have to hit the road because we have places to go, things to do, and people to see. So back to the XADV 750. Let's hit the road.
I've also come to the realization that I don't own any wet weather riding gear. I have no rain gear. And well, this is a problem, to say the least. The plan is to head back to the hotel. I do have to check out in like an hour, hour and a half, and just hope the rain stops. Hey guys, are you hungry? You want some bacon? Because here's some of it right here. Look at those fat guys. Oink, oink. Oinky, oinky. Oink, oink. Hey, piggy, 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 piggy. Piggy, piggy.
I really like this gray and black and yellow. This is nice. It actually matches the bike. But the problem is this one only comes with pants, and I don't want to buy pants because I travel so light. So I'm probably gonna go with this LS2, and it has a built-in hood as well. So if you get caught in the rain outside off the bike, you have a hoodie to wear as well. Always good to have some bright colors, especially in the rain. Right? Good to go. Back on the road, let's roll.
Okay, after officially checking out of my hotel, we are on the road. We have a multi-hour journey ahead of us. Google Maps is saying 3.5 to 4 hours to the city of, how did that woman at this cafe say the name of that city? Dagupan. 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 I think that is correct. I might still be mispronouncing it. We will see. But one thing I am grateful of is the fact that rain gear is acquired. Hopefully I don't need it, but most likely I will. Welcome to rainy season in Southeast Asia. And I'm trying to do motorbike tours out here because I'm an idiot. So if you're gonna be an idiot, it's best to be a prepared idiot. That's a saying I just made up. So, yeah. This is pretty much the entrance into the Clark area. You know, I don't know all the information about this area of Angeles City, like I should, especially being an American. But this is the ex-Clark Air Force Base. And now, oh, good roads, give it a rip. Yep, still raining a little bit. Anyway, this is the former U.S. Clark Air Force Base. And these days, it's known as Clark Freeport Zone, home to Clark International Raceway, or excuse me, Clark International Speedway, and also Clark International Airport. What is this guy riding? Oh, this guy's on a big adventure bike as well, with his 360 cam. Oh, that's a sick Ducati. That's a sick bike. Giant Ducati freaking adventure bike. Holy crap, that thing is sick. Texas Instruments. Anybody needs a really expensive calculator from 8th grade? Was it the T1 101 or something like that? I already forgot. What is all this? What the hell is that? Bro, this is like, there's people over here riding horses. What is going on here? See, this is the great thing about being on a bike. You see something cool, you can just whip a little Yui and go check it out. Yeah, it's pretty obvious I am Adam Clark, and I'm about 45 minutes north of downtown central Angeles City. PNP checkpoint. So, I can't remember what PNP stands for. Oh, Philippines National Police, that's it. That was basically like what you would call a roadblock. Oh, look at this. Look at the Civic. Oh, nice. Look at that Civic. Ooh. DG hatchback with a cage. T37s on it. Nice.
At this point, I stopped by a random mall in the middle of nowhere to take a piss, and when I returned to my bike and reset up my camera system, something went terribly wrong, and my microphone was not properly connected, and I had no audio, including the section where I randomly found this R33 Skyline sitting there and rotting on the side of the road. Like legitimate middle of nowhere. And as you can see, because it's the Philippines, it has been converted to left-hand drive. All cars here in the Philippines must be left-hand drive in order to be registered. This is shocking. Maybe there's, oh, it's like a custom car shop. Dude, is that a DC2? Oh, hello, my friend. I was driving down on my motor and I see a random R33 and I'm like, what the? And you have DC2 in a Miata MR2? Is this your shop?
No, sir. It's my brother's.
It's your brother's shop. K-swap, K-tune fuel rail, skunk 2 intake manifold. That was not expected at all. So random. When I drove past this thing, my mind exploded. I was like, is that really? Like, when I spotted that thing in the distance, I saw the taillights. I was like, that's definitely an Impala. There's no way that that's an R33 Skyline in the middle of nowhere, provinces, Philippines. Spoiler alert, not an Impala. Actual R33 Skyline. At this point, I got back on the road in small town gridlock traffic and nice open roads deep into the provinces while I continued to yap to you guys for an hour plus, not realizing I was still not recording audio. Eventually, I made it to the city of Dagupan and of course, stopped by a local car wash on the way to the B2B car show.
The facelifted one in the manual form would be like a better daily.
Gotcha.
You know, springs are a bit softer.
So this guy has white MK5 Supra, 2 Yaris GRs, 1 automatic, 1 manual, and then the brand new Land Cruiser?
Yeah, we call it here the Land Cruiser Prado.
Prado, own bronze T37. Sick lineup. That's sick. All in white too?
Yeah.
Amazing. It's just a short 10-minute ride to SM Mall, which is the location of the B2B car show. Of course, still without any audio. What a freaking noob. You would think I hadn't ever done a motorbike tour video in my life. I guess I'm a little rusty. We'll get it worked out. Anyway, upon arriving, I had to say hello to my Yaris GR friend that I just met at the car wash and check in with Jonathan, a very good Filipino friend of mine who runs B2B Car Show. Thank you so much to Jonathan for allowing me to bring my bike to this pretty much car-only event.
B2B, also known as Bumper to Bumper Car Show, have been hosting events here in the Philippines for over 20 years. And it's insane how consistent they are, hosting monthly events all across the country. This one was surprisingly good for being so deep into the province. I was able to park my XADV 750 between Jonathan's GT AIO-6 and a pretty sweet off-road rig. It immediately caught the attention of one of the Motul car models. I'm not complaining. But this event, shockingly good. So many fantastic JDM cars were in attendance. Some of my favorites were this Nismo 370Z, because I used to own this exact car in this exact color spec. Also, check out this turbocharged Corolla. That's definitely not something you see every day. But one of the highlights was definitely this slammed Ferrari 430 on nice wheels. What? I did not expect to see this in Dagupan. And then, of course, the Honda boys came out in full force, including this trio of spoon-themed Hondas. The EG, the Jazz, aka Honda Fit in the US, and this super clean EK9 Type R. All three absolutely stunning. And then, oh my God, this DC2, unbelievable. Possibly my favorite car at the event. Then there was the championship white 4-door SIR, which is extremely popular here in the Philippines. And another vehicle that's surprisingly popular here, another Honda, is the Honda CR-Vs. I absolutely love this little Toyota Champ. And of course, there were many other off-road 4x4 overlanding builds here because it's just a very popular build style here in the Philippines because of the road conditions, especially the FJ Cruisers, one of the most popular vehicles to modify here in the Philippines, hands down. And these guys do these FJs so proper.
Okay, while the car show here at SM Center was surprisingly good, some of the highlights were definitely the spoon-themed Hondas, and I did not expect to see that slammed Ferrari either. But regardless, it is time to head to the Dagupan Boardwalk, which looks surprisingly good according to the images on Google Maps. Very large, clean beach, nice walkway, a ton of food and drink vendors. Dude, we gotta head there. 15 minutes and we will arrive, grab an ice cold beer, check out the sunset, and see what the vibes are like on the boardwalk here at Dagupan. And plus, we need to have a conversation. There's something I want to talk to you guys about. I'm gonna do this for the very first time with you guys. Let's try this bike in manual mode. Ooh, the downshift sounds sick. Down to third, down to second. Fourth, downshift, downshift, blinker, nice. I've never tried that before. Okay. Find a parking spot where people aren't going to try to move my bike around. Okay, so what my friendly jeepney drivers are saying is there is no beer for sale in there, and I have to go over to this small Sorry store. It's called a Sorry store in the Philippines. It's like a convenience store, and this is where I can acquire a cold. Hello, may I please have a pale Pilsner?
Open, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay guys, we need to talk because I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. As of lately, I've just been burnt out on YouTube because I feel like my content has become repetitive and I'm bored. But as I sit here and enjoy this ice cold beer and what an epic sunset, I can't help but feel excited and re-motivated to make videos and go on adventures with my Honda XADV 750. Now, let me be clear. I'm not turning this into a full-blown moto vlogging YouTube channel. This is just going to be in addition to the content that I've already been making. But here's the thing. A couple months ago, I found out about the driving roads in the Philippines. I had no idea, but they are insane. Some of the most epic roads in Asia. But there's a major problem, and that is the road surface itself. It's definitely not what you would call smooth. Like, you wouldn't want to be in a slammed retro sports car in pullovers and bucket seats driving these roads. But buying a 2025 Honda XADV 750, modifying it, and then using that to experience these roads is something that's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm so stoked for the adventures and the videos that are to come. Also, one more thing. I miss chatting with you guys and hanging out. So I'm officially starting live streams back on the CB Media YouTube channel. Starting next weekend, we're going to do a monthly hour-long live stream on this channel. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you on next weekend's live stream.